I'm swimming in everything you said. I'm thinking about jumping in it instead. I got you skinny dipping deep inside my head.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel Lucky Nadi. Today is such an exciting day. We finally decided to take a little trip to Washington DC to see the cherry blossom in full bloom. It's around 6:50 in the morning right now and I am at our new apartment here in Delaware. We are planning to head out around 8 am and it should take us about an hour and a half to get there. The weather is already feeling way better than past few days. It is still a little chilly, but there's this soft, cozy warmth in the air that really makes it feel like spring has arrived. Before we head out, I wanted to quickly share a little clip I took earlier after I did a bit of shopping. Because I found this cute frock and it's got such a lovely spring vibe. And I thought it would be perfect for this trip. I also grabbed these adorable little earrings. And oh my gosh, this new bag I picked from TJ Maxx. I am in love with it. It just ties the whole outfit together and gives it that fresh travel day look. So for today, I went with that frock and layered it with this super cute pink overcoat. Because even though it's spring, it's still a bit chilly in the morning. I think it adds such a cozy, feminine touch to outfit too. Alright, I am ready now. Let's go and grab some snacks for the day. I decided to pack a few things just in case. So I have got some pistachios, my absolute favorite, and these delicious biscuits we picked up from Costco. Seriously, they are so good. Definitely give them a try if you haven't already. So I packed everything into small Ziploc bags, pistachios, the Costco biscuits, all that good stuff, thinking we would definitely snack on them at some point. But honestly, we didn't even get a chance to eat them during the trip, which is kind of funny. I was so focused on sights and taking everything in that I totally forgot about them. Typical, right? But better to be over-prepared than hungry on the go. Alright, now it's time to load everything into the vehicle. It is still pretty early, around 8 am, and a bit cloudy outside. But the forecast says it's going to be warm later today in Washington DC. So let's hit the road. I seriously can't wait to see all the beautiful blossom around the Tidal Basin and just stroll around the National Mall. Stay tuned because this vlog is going to be filled with pretty views and good vibes. Now we are heading out to pick up a few of my husband's friends who will be joining us for today. Say hi.
Hi. Good morning, Aki.
Good morning.
Mama දැක්කේ නෑ.
We all hit the road together. It's always more fun with company. I have a feeling it's going to be such a fun day exploring. Good vibes, beautiful weather, and hopefully lots of laughs and memories along the way. So we are on our way from Delaware to Washington DC, and the drive's been pretty smooth so far. One of the coolest parts of the route is going through the Baltimore Harbor Tunnel. It always amazes me. Just the thought of driving through a tunnel that goes under the water. It kind of feels like little adventure on its own. We are crossing the Maryland state now. I have been spotting some beautiful flowers blooming along the roadside. You can really tell that spring is here. The colors, fresh breeze, it's such a vibe. This is actually my second time visiting Washington DC. I came here during my first year of my PhD, and back then I got to explore a bunch of museums, like the Natural History Museum, the Holocaust Museum, the National Air and Space Museum, and a few more. It was such a memorable experience, but this time the plan is a little different. We are skipping the museums and focusing more on one of the most iconic spring sites in DC. The cherry blossom. I have been looking forward to this all the weeks, and I can't wait to walk around, take it all in, and just enjoy the beauty of it. Let's go! We are almost in Washington DC now. And look, you can already see the United States Capitol building in the distance. Washington DC is the capital and federal district of the United States. It's home to some of the most iconic buildings in the country, like the White House, where the president lives, and the Supreme Court, and many more. We are actually planning to stop by the front of these buildings for a quick visit, just to take a look and grab some pictures. Out of the major cities I have visited in the US so far, I have to say DC feels different. It's calmer, cleaner, and more spacious. It has this peaceful vibe that makes it feel less hectic than other big cities. Since we have a few places to check out today, we have decided to park the car first and explore the rest on foot. That's honestly the best way to enjoy DC. Just walk around and take in the sights. It looks like a lot more people have gathered in Washington DC today, and it totally makes sense since this is peak time for cherry blossom season. It's one of the most famous sites here during the spring, and people from all over come to see it. The whole city just feels so alive and full of excitement. It's such a beautiful time to be here. So now, let's go and park the car. So first we are heading to visit the White House, And here we are all walking together. And oh my gosh, I totally missed some of our friends waving at the camera. I was so focused on filming that I didn't even notice until later. Typical me. But yeah, we were all super excited about the day and it was such a good vibe. So the White House is probably one of the most iconic landmarks in the US. It's the official residence and the workplace of the President of the United States. Located at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, the White House has been home to every US president. So we are just planning to stop by the front area to see it from the outside and take a few pictures. You can't go inside unless you book a tour way in advance. But even just standing outside and seeing it in person feels pretty special. It is one of those must-see spots when you are in DC. There were a bunch of little stalls along the street selling souvenirs and cute memorial items, some with really beautiful logos and DC themes designs. The building here looks so proud and elegant. It's such an iconic building and seeing it up close always feels a bit surreal. Right in front of this building, we even saw people playing hockey on the street. It gave the whole area such a fun, relaxed vibe. And wow, there were so many people out and about today. Compared to the last time I visited, this place is way busier. Back then, it felt a lot calmer, but today it's buzzing with energy. So, this is the very famous White House building, the place where Mr. President lives. Today, it was so crowded. And it was honestly hard to even find a good spot to take a picture. But still, it was totally worth it. The building looked absolutely beautiful and just being there felt so special. After spending a little time there, we started heading to our next stop to see some beautiful flowers and really take in the spring vibe. Let's go! These buildings are just so massive and the architecture is absolutely stunning. I really love walking around. There are so much details and it's one of my favorite things about being in DC. One thing that makes Washington DC really special for tourists is that almost all the major museums and monuments are completely free to visit. Like seriously, world-class museums, beautiful memorials and historic sites, all without an entry fee. Also, the city is super walkable, especially around the National Mall. And if you are into history or culture, this place is like a dream. Everywhere you turn, there's something meaningful. Whether it's a museum or a memorial or just a beautiful old building with a story. So if you are visiting the US or planning a trip, DC is definitely one of those cities that gives you a little bit of everything: history, beauty, and inspiration. Now we are heading to see the beautiful magnolia flowers in Rawlings Park. A lot of people actually mistake magnolia blossom for cherry blossoms, but they are quite different. Magnolia trees usually bloom a couple of weeks earlier than cherry trees, and their flowers are much bigger in size. Personally, I love the fragrance of magnolias even more than cherry blossoms. They have this soft, sweet scent that's just so refreshing. So if you ever visit DC before the peak cherry blossom season, make sure to keep an eye out of these gorgeous magnolia trees. They are often found in quite a spot like rolling parks, and they are absolutely worth seeing. Next, we were on our way to see the famous cherry blossom at the Tidal Basin. But before that, we had to pass the Washington Monument. And wow, the lawn was full of people, and the sky was dotted with so many colorful kites flying high above us. It looked like there was some sort of kite festival going on, or maybe just a perfect spring day that brought everyone out to enjoy the weather. The kites came in all shapes, colors, and designs. It honestly looked magical against the blue sky. There was such a lively, joyful energy in the air. Families, kids, tourists, everyone was just soaking up the sun and the moment. At that point, we were starting to feel a little hungry, so we grabbed some quick bites from a nearby food truck that was parked along the road. They had a few simple but tasty options, perfect for a picnic vibe. Then we found a cozy spot on the lawn near the monument to sit, relax, and enjoy our food with that beautiful view around us. It was one of the moments that just felt peaceful and perfect with our friends. After finishing our lunch, we started walking towards the Tidal Basin. And as we got closer, the crowd definitely started to grow. You could tell we were heading right into the heart of cherry blossom season. And surprisingly, weather had changed so nicely. It was sunny, warm, and honestly felt amazing. Even though it's still spring, this was the first really warm day I have experienced this year. It couldn't be a more perfect day for this trip. The fresh air, the sunshine, and all the excitement around made it feel so special. Everything just came together so beautifully. We have finally made it to the Tidal Basin. And wow, it's just breathtaking everywhere you look. The cherry trees are in full bloom, covered in most beautiful shades of white and soft pink. But honestly, I think we made a bit of a mistake by coming right at the peak time and on a weekend. The entire area is packed with people. It's so crowded that it was nearly impossible to find a peaceful spot to take pictures or just quietly enjoy the view. At times, it even felt hard to walk without bumping into someone. But still, despite all that, the cherry blossom made it all worth it. There's something truly magical about standing under those trees with petals and gently falling around you. And while we are here, surrounded by all this beauty, I just have to share a little bit of history about these cherry blossoms because it makes the experience even more special. So, the cherry trees around the Tidal Basin were actually a gift from Japan back in 1912. Over 3,000 trees were given as a symbol of friendship between Japan and the United States. Isn't that amazing? So, every spring these trees bloom. It's not just about how pretty they look, it's also a reminder of that lasting connection and cultural appreciation. Somehow, we decided to walk all the way around the Tidal Basin. But oh my gosh, we were so exhausted. Now, we have made it to the Thomas Jefferson Memorial. Thomas Jefferson was the third president of the United States and the main author of the Declaration of Independence. He played a huge role in shaping the early government and vision of America. This memorial honors his contributions, and inside there's a big bronze statue of him, along with some of his most famous quotes carved into the walls. The whole place has this peaceful, respectful vibe, especially with the water view and cherry blossom all around. Even with the crowd, it's one of those places that really make you stop and reflect a moment. I have to say this. At some points, it felt like we were just moving with the flow of the crowd, barely able to stop and take a breath. It was definitely a bit overwhelming, especially when you are hoping for those quiet, peaceful moments under the trees. But I totally get it. This is peak bloom, and everyone wants to experience it. It just shows how iconic and loud this place is during the spring. Still, if you are someone who prefers a calmer atmosphere, I would definitely suggest coming on a weekday or visiting a bit earlier in the season. I am glad that we didn't even try to park our vehicle close to the Tidal Basin, because we knew it was going to be a mess. But even then, the traffic was so long and slow. We were stuck on the road for quite a while, just inching forward, and it feels like everyone had the same idea to come see the cherry blossom today. So yeah, if you are planning to visit during the peak bloom, especially on a weekend, just be ready for a lot of traffic and some serious patience. Now we are back near the Washington Monument again, and the vibe is still amazing. The sky was full of kites just like earlier, and we even got to catch a little Japanese cultural show happening nearby. After that, we decided to head over to the capital to see it up close. It was a bit of longer walk to get there, but honestly, it didn't feel that bad at all. Walking with friends, having some good chats along the way, it made the walk really fun and relaxed. The weather was still so nice, and the views around the city just made it all the more enjoyable. One side of the path, we had the Washington Monument standing tall behind us, and on the other side, the Capitol slowly getting closer. It was such a cool feeling, and we were walking along this wide sandy path that just felt so peaceful and open. And here we are at the Capitol. It looked so beautiful, especially with the sunset behind it. It honestly felt like the perfect way to end the day after all the walking, laughing and talking in all those cherry blossoms. Being here felt calm and kind of reflective. Such a beautiful ending to a full, happy day in DC. On the way back to Delaware, we decided to stop for dinner at an Indian restaurant. And honestly, it was such a good choice. The food was delicious, and after a long day of walking and exploring.
මහන්සියලා කට්ටිය කොමලි කියන්න එපා. අලුත් නම අර සිද්ධු කියන එක
නඩේ අපිට බලා කව ගන්න Washington DC should have cherry මල් බලන්න cherry වසන්තයක් අරගෙන ඩෙලවෙයා සිරපරේ කවුරු කවුරිකාව අපි සැලුන් ගොඩක් බාධක හමුවේ දුවනේ අද මහන්සි දැන් අපි අපේ නුවර්ක් ඩෙලවෙයා සිරපරේට යන්නේ අපේ University of Delaware කණ්ඩායම සහ University of Delaware කණ්ඩායම සහ අපේ කෙන්ටකි මිතුරිය අපේ ලෙක්සින්ටන් වලින් පැමිණි කෙන්ටකි මිතුරිය කොමලි.
And that's a wrap on our little spring adventure in Washington DC. Thank you so much for watching and coming along with us. It really means a lot. I hope you enjoyed the cherry blossom, the monuments and all the little moments in between. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment and of course hit that subscribe button for more travel, lifestyle and good vibes coming your way. There's so much more to share and I can't wait to take you along the next journey. Until then, stay happy, stay curious and see you in the next one.